The first time I walked in, though, you absolutely, you know, I'm not incredibly into, you know, like the spiritual aspects of life necessarily, but there's a thick energy when you walk in.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm projecting or if that's like a legitimate thing, but you can smell it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can literally smell Chanel No. 5 in here.
Right.
And when I met Coco Chanel's great niece, whose name was also Gabrielle, she told me that Chanel would sleep, her bedroom was at the Ritz, and then when she left in the morning to come here, you know, to work at the couture salon, the doorman at the Ritz would ring ahead and say, Mademoiselle Chanel is on her way.
On her way. Yeah.
And they would spray the spiral staircase with Chanel No. 5, and then she would come in here, and in the fireplace she would burn pure essence of Chanel No. 5.
Really? Is that what she wore all the time?
I think so, yes. What do you wear?
Gabrielle. I like boy, not because it's aptly named.
I like boy.
Yeah, I like boy and beige.
Yeah. What's interesting is this is cool and this is warm. And this is always warm.
Why?
I know.
Oh my gosh, why? That's so crazy.
And I've never been able to work it out. But every time I've been in here, this is cool, this is warm.
That is insane. There are a lot of mirrors in this space. We were noticing while we were shooting. They're everywhere. And it doesn't seem like a vain... It doesn't... Because they're not really placed where you would go to look at yourself. They're placed so you can see different perspectives of the room.
What does Gabrielle mean to you? What does Gabrielle Chanel... Is that, you know, as opposed to Coco Chanel?
Sure. Well, I don't think that there's anything sort of farcical about creating yourself. I don't think that it seems inauthentic to sort of be the one who determines exactly who you are, and if that means changing your name, that doesn't mean that you're hiding behind another name. It just means that you're really finding yourself.
Yeah.
I was told about the sort of this element of the continuation of her story, which is the release of this fragrance, but it's less about the release of a fragrance and more about like the continuation of the story, which is centered around the word unsubmissive, but there's not really a legitimate translation in English for unsoumissieux. It's like, unsubmissive sounds like, yeah, it's rebellious and it means that I'm not going to like lie down. But they said that there's no translation because it's not about the fight. There's an undeniable stance to a person when that word is applied to them. It's not like they're proactively against anything. There's just no questioning what they are. There's an essence that just is, and it stands, and it like is
that sounds like
unsubmissive.
Yeah, that sounds like almost a definition of authenticity
to
me.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the strength to be yourself.
Totally. So that, and honestly, when they explained this to me, I was like so honored that they would even think to ask me to sort of like help tell that story. I mean, because, you know, you can think that of yourself to encourage yourself, but it's like, you know, presumptuous to claim it. But it was like nicely reassuring to be asked to help tell that story, because I absolutely back that notion so hard.
Well, that's so much the epitome of what, you know, you have come to stand for, I would say.